Stop. Just go away.
Trigger. Trigger alert.
Not interested. Okay.
It is a little chilly. It is a little chilly.
See a drink on the floor, so it's kind of nice. It's like the polar plunge.
Yeah. Welcome to the bakery. We're back. I'm B, Willis, and I'm recovering from many years of tea consumption. So the cure is pie. Pursue internal evolutions. Pursue it for yourself. Pursue it for your family. Pursue it for humanity.
Oh, please and thank you. And I'm Priscilla Z. I do not like the tea. And the more invested in pie, the ickier that tea is to me. So it's been kind of fun. I never knew that I would be giving such a gift and receiving one all in the same bite. So thanks everybody for participating. I appreciate you.
Welcome to 2024.
Ah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hope all of you that are watching and tuning in have lovely plans for this year. Year 7 was a spiritual year. It was a hard year of self-reflection, of internal growth. And I know, even if you weren't before, you are now. In retrospect, you felt it, right? So it's no coincidence. Pi came about in the universal year of 7. And here we are, 8, which also represents infinity.
Yes, absolutely. There's a lot of abundance coming this year for all of us. Financial endeavors should be really growing in an epic eternity flow for all. So it's kind of the beginning stages for many to step forward into their higher power and higher purpose, and the rewards are going to be bountiful.
It's probably one of the first times I felt excited to get a cold, a flu, if you will, if not COVID and some other stuff, right before the year's end, because I what a way to cleanse out the year. Get it all out now. Start 2024 fresh and healed. And I'm going to be back on my workout regimen, my probiotics, my vitamin C's, my one-a-days, all the stuff, all the working out, all the internal evolution that I could possibly indulge in. And without further ado, we are going to keep effing going. Day 4, Joshua Smith.
And Jordan Davis. Thank you guys so much for this book. I'm loving it. We're on day 4. B, do you want to read or you want me to take
it? I'll check it out. I think Jill read the last one.
Yeah, I miss Jill already. I can't wait to see her again.
PB and J will be back.
Yeah, she's the best.
Day 4. When life hits hard, it can be tough to find your center. That's where meditation comes in. Find a quiet space. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Let go of any tension or stress you're holding in your body. Think about the things you're facing and let yourself feel whatever emotion comes up. Visualize a bright, protective light surrounding you. Inhale that calm and peaceful energy. Exhale that stress and negativity. See what I did there?
Pour it out.
Just keep breathing and focusing on your breath for a few minutes. Meditation is a great tool to find inner peace and calmness. But don't hesitate to contact one of your peers, family, or a mentor for some extra support. Day 4. Keep effing going. Make sure y'all get y'all books. Joshua Smith and Jordan Davis. So what's that bring up for you?
Man, there's a couple things. So I have a active mind, big time weaving up top. So I'm constantly on the go and I'm trying to analyze and create. And sometimes it's really difficult for me to stop weaving my thoughts. And so what I actually have started recently, it's really cool. I was too afraid to do it before because of that good old perfectionism issue that I've struggled with. And so I never actually became a weaver, like an actual physical weaver. And I recently took on a project. I weaved a purse for my daughter, and I bought a little loom. It was like $15 and wasn't a big deal to purchase and start. But anyways, I started actively learning how to weave. And what's really cool is the physical expression of weaving takes away the mind's banter. And even though it's been a struggle for me to stop and take a second to get into that calm quiet and to center myself out, when I'm weaving, it was almost like a primal instinct sort of thing comes about, and everything shuts down. The mind started to simmer, and I could really get to that like meditative, peaceful zone in an easier way. So it's kind of interesting that they talk about how we could reach out to a peer or somebody like your mentor for guidance or help in these sort of aspects, because I don't think meditation is like one way. There's like not one form of meditation that works for everybody across the board. I think there's a lot of ways to get to a point of meditation.
Yeah. So for me, it boils down to just being aware of what you're doing and focusing exclusively on that task. That, as it was taught to me by a mentor in my past, is the highest form of meditation. You can meditate while washing the dishes. You can meditate while you're in the shower by just focusing on the water hitting your body, the way the cloth, or if you use a loofah or your hand, whatever, however it feels on each part of your body as you're doing the motion. Whatever it is you're doing, if you're exclusively and intentfully focused on that thing, you are engaging in meditation. That is what we're talking about with day 4.
Yeah, there's a book. It's called The Quiet, and I can't remember who the author is currently,
I
but
think I've heard of that
it's an
too.
easy pickup on Google. You could search, but basically, it's a way of finding the quiet in any surrounding that you're in. So, like, I live in the city right now, but the city has like a hum or a beat to it that you can find a very like calm solace in if you listen for certain things. The other thing that I look to in the city, which is really kind of fun, but I always try to hear the birds, because you wouldn't think of birds being chirping and making that peaceful little ditty in the city, because there's so much else going on. There's all the, fire engines and the police cars and big honking, and all of that. But if you listen very softly and quietly in your environment, maybe put your feet down on the ground too. Sometimes at the park, I'll just take my shoes off and sit them in the grass. You ground those dogs, and you end up being able to find a meditative state in absolute chaos. Like it, and it still is just like you just saying, it's about focusing on that one thing. And so I calmly, peacefully look to the birds for a little bit of guidance when I'm out in the big heat.
Just focusing on the space you occupy.
Yeah.
Realizing that where you are is where you're supposed to be. And if you just take a moment to be intentional about enjoying any given moment at any given time, the smells, the sounds, the feelings, what you hear, and just enjoy it.
Yeah, it reminds me too of pie. When people are making pie at home, you see those beautiful, rich and soul grandmothers, and they're quiet when they're in the kitchen. They're not a big hustle and bustle mess making. Like, they're really into kneading that dough and making sure that everything is just right. And to them, I feel like they're in meditation. They absolutely are finding a meditative place in their pie baking, which is beautiful. And it also shows some patience too. While the pie is in the oven, you can sit in that quiet too while things are heating up and cooking. And it doesn't matter what part of the situation that you're endeavoring into, you can find the peace. You can find a piece of pie.
Which leads me to kind of the topic of today's show is just being a witness, right? Being in moments, whether it's in your workplace, with your family, in a function, and just being objectively a witness, just experiencing whatever it is you're experiencing objectively, not allowing yourself to intervene, to interject, to try to change or have an opinion about. It's like watching a movie, except you're in it, right? It's a weird little concept, but just be a witness. Sit back and just watch, but not only people watch yourself internally. Watch how you feel and Respond to things that you see. Watch how the stimuli interacts with your own self. Be a witness. And I find it very amusing at times to be a witness as a parent
Oh,
over any other situation.
yeah.
Because there's times where my partner can be overreactive and I sit back and I'm like, that's interesting.
Mm.
And sometimes I use the analogy of like, what if I were an alien sent here to take notes and observe? I can't do anything, can never say who I am, just observe. And so I go into this role playing where that's what I'm doing. And so therefore, I don't get into arguments. I don't exert my opinions. I'm literally just observing. I'm being a witness and just seeing things as they are. And it is so freeing to do that. I challenge you. Give it a shot. Just be a witness for a whole day. Just don't let anything affect you. Don't take anything personally, which is one of the 4 agreements, and just watch. Just watch.
Yeah, there's something that I used to, well, obviously I still struggle with it here and there. I'm trying to micromanage, especially like as a planning mom. I run a business and I'm constantly on the go. So I think that if I insert my opinions, if I make sure that there's structure and all of this guidance to things, that I'm going to be able to control the environment into the outcome that I need. But sometimes I'm in my own way, and so being a witness can absolutely be one of the most freeing things that you could do. The word that comes to mind to me is serenity. You achieve serenity when you are stepping back and you are just allowing life to occur on life's terms. And you don't get to be up in the big fields of all of the problems and all of the analytical resolution to everything. You just are sitting there and kind of enjoying it. I want to go back. We just B and I, we did a live on Facebook and we were talking a little bit about being in the car and a lot of that, like when you're there and you get in the hustle and bustle of things and then you start thinking things about other people and they cut you off and all of that.
Right.
Well, I had a moment, it was kind of great because I think that the gentleman behind me, he was an elderly person. I think he thought I cut him off. And he was all up in it. And he goes, bravo, bravo, and was clapping at me because I had made it in front of him. Truth is I didn't know that road was ending. And I did my best to get in front of him politely. I truly did. And maybe it wasn't his perfect, but was he applauded me instead of me taking it poorly or negatively. I just was a witness. I thought, oh, I wonder what's going on for that gentleman behind me. And also I thanked him for the praise. He was correct. I did do a wonderful job navigating the road. So I appreciated that. But I got to have this like peace and serenity in a situation where maybe I could have taken that a whole nother direction. And it was because I was trying to witness the situation versus control and manipulate it. And it was nice. It's much easier to do. So
Yeah. You can't change a situation.
no.
And I know you've heard this before, but you can change the meaning of your perspective. You can change what you choose to believe about a situation that you're experiencing and witnessing
Yeah.
by slowing your thinking, which is a concept I learned in a therapeutic community.
Mm.
When you slow your thinking, you're less reactive. So imagine if you're sitting in a circle and a thing happens and you react immediately. That means you only generate one outcome. But the longer you sit, the more strings, the more outcomes, and then you're a sun with a bunch of rays, and each ray is a different possibility, a different alternate outcome. And the longer you sit, the more you can think about choosing which one will be most beneficial to you in the given moment. So
that's beautiful. One of my greatest teachers in my life as I started to progress in the power of the mind is a gentleman by the name of Dr. Wayne Dyer. And he said something, he said a sentence which I love in one of his books, but he said, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And that can go towards every interaction in your life, and like he was just saying, even when he was explaining that, those sun rays and all that beauty that came from the experience, just in that moment, not even being in the situation, was like, oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, what a relief. What a beautiful thing to visualize. But it was because I adapted my ability to change the way I was looking at something. I wasn't listening to him with a narrow mind. I was listening with a very open, beautiful mind. The best part is Dr. Wayne Dyer. He wrote many books, and he was an alcoholic who later on became full-fledged in recovery and was a wonderful leader for other people, advocating in their power of mind and how they can change every last part of their life just based off of the way they believe and think. And he became famous, and he wrote all the books, and he made all the money, and he still was kind of sitting a little flat, and he wasn't really enjoying things like he knew he truly wanted to enjoy them. So he changed everything about his life. He got rid of his entire beautiful library that he had acquired for his whole life. He gave it to his assistant. He left her his home as well, gave away all of his items freely, and then he moved to Hawaii.
Wow.
And he just decided that he would sit on the beaches there in Hawaii and enjoy the peace and the quiet and the serenity that was available on Earth. And so it's kind of interesting, because you would think maybe at the beginning of his life, he thought success and achievement.
I was just going to say,
Yeah.
It goes back to our previous podcast about your definition of success. Obviously, he got to the pinnacle of USDA and didn't feel successful or fulfilled within his life. And by getting rid of all the things he probably considered as distractions, he found a much more successful way to live on the beaches.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful story.
The other thing to take from him that I really love is an affirmation that you guys can all utilize. And I too have been kind of cleansing and purging my life of belongings that really don't suit me, and they haven't fulfilled me for so long. So why do I need them now? But I have an abundance in my life. I have so much that I always have enough to give. And that's the truth, man. Even if I just have one plate of food in front of me to eat, there is enough for me to give another person some of it. I don't need it all, you know? And when you start to filter out that you have so much abundance in your life that you have enough to give freely to others, you'd be surprised how the universe backs you up on that. They start to really come through for you, and you'll just get all the blessings. It's a really beautiful affirmation. So we have so much that we have enough to give.
We have so much to give you guys in 2024. But before we go, we're going to go with our Better Than Yesterday card picks of this episode. And then we'll finish off with our 4 agreement quotations.
Perfect. So I'll start out with Better Than Yesterday. It says, sweep, then sleep, which this is perfect for the new year. So this is Better Than Yesterday 129. Clean your room before you go to sleep tonight. You'll sleep better knowing you're waking up to a peaceful and organized home. And for this, it hits so hard right now in my life in the best way. But I've got a little girl. She loves making her bed. And even when we're in the bed at night, she will tell me to crisp the sheets up. Like, she wants it perfect. And I truly believe she finds a lot of joy in a clean environment. It's just something that makes her brain thrive. She's got a very active mind. And when things are simple, I believe it's easier for her to process life. And I feel the same way. So we do this before we go to bed. We do a nice little tidy up. But also before we leave in the morning, we also make sure that everything is nice and put back to its place, so that when we get home, maybe after a chaotic day or whatever, we're coming into a serene environment. It's ready for us to learn or to create. And it kind of gives like a blank palette for us to actually enjoy our space.
Yes. That is also a card that makes me think of my wife. She loves to clean. She loves to decorate. It's always beautiful and cozy, and whatever season it is, our house will be a hallmark picture of that season.
That's
and she
beautiful.
loves to clean. You know, we just went to bed on freshly washed linens last night. It was great.
It's the best.
Right? And so mine for Better Than Yesterday is brain power on. Better Than Yesterday 79. Complete a crossword or Sudoku puzzle. Challenging your mind gives you energy, and reminds you how capable you are of overcoming challenges. I like that one.
I love
Send
that.
that over there. And you want to start with your 4 agreements?
Yeah, so I have 2 cards. The first one right here is be impeccable with your word, always a favorite. It says speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. Oof.
Nice. I'm going to jump to this one. Don't make assumptions. Relinquish the need to change others. I didn't even pick these cards on purpose, but it seems to fall right within the theme of just be a witness, right? Real love is accepting other people the way they are without trying to change them. If we try to change them, this means that we don't really like them.
So true.
It is easier to find someone who is already the way you want him or her to be instead of trying to change that person.
I love that. I think it's a way of honoring others, but also yourself, because when you're trying to change people, you're just fibbing. Don't take anything personally. Love and respect yourself. You are never responsible for the actions of others, but you are responsible for you. If someone is not treating you with love and respect, it is a gift if they walk away from you. You may hurt for a while, but your heart will eventually heal.
We don't even need to dig into that. It speaks for itself.
It's beautiful.
Thank you, Don Miguel Ruz, for this wonderful plethora of knowledge when it comes to the work of the 4 agreements, the 5th agreements, the Toltec wisdom as a whole. Last but not least, always do your best. Take your life and enjoy it. You are alive, so take your life and enjoy it. You were born with the right to be happy, to love, and to share your love. Just to be, to take a risk and enjoy your life is all that matters.
Wow. I love that everything is so easily applicable. It's very nice. It's a simple structure that we can all live in every day.
I'm excited for the guests we got coming this year. I got confirmation of somebody, one of my other mentors in life, in the nonprofit world, executive director and founder of Innovations, Human Trafficking Collaboration. Big story, big positive energy, doing amazing things in the community and all the staff that are underneath that organization. Yes, Jerry will be a guest on Pie Talk soon. So excited about that. I know you got one you're excited about because you sent me the text.
I'm super excited about Joshua Smith. He's coming into, and I mean, truly, he lives the hustle every day, all day, and be it with, I believe, his family, to his work, to his advocacy in the community. I kind of got a little it's a little God complex thing going on right now. I put him up on a big pedestal because he's shining so bright, and I honor that. That example has filtered down into B and his life, and then it shined into mine.
I'm excited to get my shirt and for you to get your copy of the book,
and
which you'll be bringing with him.
There's a board game too, which I think is super cool. That's a great way of getting everybody involved in progressively learning something that we all deserve.
We're gonna leave y'all with that. He'll talk about all those things when he comes on the show. Yeah. Pour the tea out. Let's bake some pie. 2024 is our year of prosperity, infinity. Let's get whatever it is that we wanted. Whatever seeds we planted last year, let's water those and let's watch them grow in 24.
And I heard something super cool. If you got tea in your hand, drop it like it's hot. Just drop it like it's hot. It's not worth your time.
Till next time.